Akron Buzz, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I get to talk with Lindsay Bonilla. Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. And Lindsay's a children's book author, a storyteller, and she has a brand new book out. And it's called I Love You With All of My Heart. I love that title. It's so beautiful. So go ahead and share with us a little bit about, first, just your backstory. How did you get started writing children's books?
Yeah, sure. So I have been writing since I was a kid.
Okay.
I still actually have copies of, little books I made in second and
third
grade. Yeah, it's always fun to share with the kids when I go to author visits and stuff like that. But there's never been a season in my life I realized that I wasn't writing either. Just my own little stories or poetry or screenplays or plays, something. I've always been writing.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I wrote this little sketch drama that we acted out with my group, fellowship group I was in. And I said, I think maybe this could be a children's book.
Yeah.
And so that's when I first had the idea, but I didn't really actually start turning it into a book until years later. So
that was the idea for this book
Not
here?
for this book,
or
no,
for a
but-
different book?
Right, but how I started going with writing for children.
Oh, no, that's so much fun. So this book is called, again, I Love You With All of My Heart. So let's share a little bit about the book, and then you can also go ahead and share a couple of the pages, because the artwork in it also is so beautiful.
Yeah, sure. So this book, the idea for this book actually came from a silly little tradition I had with my oldest son.
Okay.
So when he was, he was maybe 3 or 4, I would just be goofing around with him, and I was trying, to find ways to tell him how much I loved him. So I'd say something like, I love you with all of my ears, and then I would just rub my ear on the top of his head, or I love you with all of my toes, and I'd tickle him, with my toes, and he would always just laugh hysterically. And so it was really fun because I knew that I was getting across to him how much I loved him, and also it was funny and silly. And so one day I was actually sitting in a coffee shop working on another book, and this, idea, the thing I had always said to my son, kept coming in my head, and I said, maybe I should try making it into a book.
Yeah.
And so, then I just started writing it, and I said, well, when you're writing a book, you start thinking about what's the art going to look like.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, it's going to be pretty boring to look at a mom rubbing an ear on a kid's head. So that's
right.
I said, what's this going to look like? And that's where the idea for the animals came in.
Yeah.
And
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Will you go ahead and lift it up and share a couple pages with us?
So this is the cover here, and it's called I Love You With All My Hearts because an octopus has 3 hearts.
I didn't even know that until today.
Yeah. So, at the back of the book, there is a whole list of facts about different animals.
Which is so cool.
The ones that are featured in here, and I'll just share some of my favorite pictures. This is the beginning. I love you with all my ears, which kind of started it all.
So sweet.
And I just love this because this is an elephant, of course, and a fennec fox, whose ears, I think, are about half the size of its body.
Yes, they both have very big ears.
Right, and I just love what the illustrator did, just kind of making it almost look like the fennec fox is in a cave there.
So cute.
But also in the ear of this elephant. Here's one that's, if you're not a spider person, but this is I love you with all of my eyes.
Ooh.
And you can see the spiders looking at one another there.
Lots of eyes.
And this is kind of a silly one. This was my son's favorite page. I love you with all of my stripes.
Super fun.
Where they kind of blend in together. And what's cool that a lot of people don't realize is that, I don't have really any control over the art. That's totally the artist. And my illustrator, Eleonora Pace, she is from Italy, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then of course you have
beautiful work.
octopus again at the end.
Yes, and I love the story, and I love the idea of, loving your kiddos with all of these different parts. That's so cute.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, you mentioned it a little bit, but how you get your ideas. What's your creative process like behind writing any books, this one, or you wrote another one called Polar Bear Island, which I actually have a copy of and have read to my own kids. So share with us that.
I would say my process is different for every book, you
Okay.
know, but I am definitely inspired by my family a lot, even if my sons have a certain animal that's their favorite, for my littlest one, he's always changing his favorite animal, so I'll think, he loves lions right now, then it's in my head, like, I want to write a story about a lion, so I start, doing a little bit of research, or just, ideas forming in my head, and I don't have actually a lot of time to sit down and write anymore because, especially during the pandemic,
you have
having my kids,
little ones,
having my kids at home all the time. But I'll just kind of let the ideas, just tinker with them up here. And then, sometimes it's just in 5-minute spurts that I'm writing them down. But
just getting that inspiration.
Yeah, just they come from everywhere, and just I think one of the reasons I love being a children's author is because I feel like I don't have to grow up. I'm still a big kid and get to play with, making animals come to life.
Exactly. And this is the specific octopus, right?
Well, this was given to me, by a friend who, when the book came out, he wanted to give me a little gift to celebrate it. And so he went online and started looking up, octopus gifts and things, and found this one who literally
looks
does
almost exactly like. I thought maybe you had it made specifically. So that's so cool.
So it was just the perfect gift.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, if we have someone out there who is interested in maybe being a children's author, maybe they're inspired like you, could be an adult, it could be a kid who is looking to do this. What recommendations would you give them to get started?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the first thing I would say is carry around a little writer's notebook and always start writing down your ideas, anything that comes to you, because I think a lot of times we tend to filter out our ideas too quickly and say, well, that's not a good one, but you don't know yet, so write them all down.
Maybe it'll expand.
Right, exactly. There's sometimes I'll write just down, a little nugget of an idea, and I might not come back to it for a year or 6 months or something, but at least I have it there. And then, if you're you should read a lot of children's books. So, a lot of people say you should read 100 children's. If you want to write children's books, read 100 children's books before you try to write yours.
Okay.
So you can, and ones that are actually current and coming out now. So you can understand sort of, the market itself and how they're being created and, that sort of thing. And then, further down the line, I would say get into a critique group where you have people that are helping you to form your ideas and you can bounce ideas off of them. I have a couple of critique partners that I work with. And then there's a great organization that's called SCBWI, the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's another great organization to be part of if you're interested.
Perfect. What good ideas for people. That's awesome. So go ahead and share with us how people can find you. First of all, how can they find your book and where can they get that? And then do you have social media, website, all of that?
Yeah, definitely. So the book can be found, it's on Amazon. It can be, I don't know if you can actually find it in your local, say, Barnes & Noble, but you can definitely order it in there. Or you can get it through the publisher, which is Creative Editions.
Perfect.
And then finding me, I'm online at lindsaybonilla.com.
Okay.
And then I have a Facebook page I think it's author and storyteller Lindsay Bonilla. And I'm on Twitter as Lindsay Bonilla too.
Okay, great. We'll put all that up so people can find you as well. So you were mentioning a local event that you're going to be at in November 6th, the first Saturday in November, the Buckeye Book Fair.
Yes.
And then where's that going to be at, and what does that look like if someone would come see you there?
Yeah, excuse me, it's in Worcester.
Okay.
It'll be my second time there. It's a fabulous event. There are authors, not just of children's books, and illustrators, but books for adults. There's photo books. There's all kinds of different people there.
Fun.
And you can go through and talk to the authors, illustrators. You can buy books. You can get autographs for your books, and they often have a lot of activities for kids. So if your kids come, there'll be make and take stations.
Yeah,
and
that's fun.
Yeah, it's a great event. And there are, some fantastic Ohio authors. They're all Ohio authors.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
that's even better, just getting all those Ohio authors together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about Polar Bear Island. We'll go back to your book before this. That was such a fun story as well. Can you just share a little bit about that story and how people can find that book as well?
Sure. So Polar Bear Island is about a grumpy polar bear named Parker.
Yes.
And he doesn't want anybody but polar bears on his island. And then a plucky penguin named Kirby shows up. And so he has to sort of learn to live with someone who's different than him. And so it's a story about inclusion and diversity. And that one you can find just about anywhere that books are sold. So.
Perfect. And I think that's a really important story right now, and the kids need as well, just learning to include people that look different from them, for sure. So I love that one. I enjoyed reading it to my own kids. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for being here with us. This is so much fun. Go ahead and hold up your book one more time so everyone can see it. I love you with all of my heart, Lindsay Bonilla. Beautiful, beautiful story. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today on Akron Buzz. We hope you'll follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our brand new Roku channel. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.